23rd season, 16th NCAA tournament, Todd Austin and Bharat Ramanan in his 4th. And here we go, the Wildcats, the Trojans. And it is off of Troy. And Kentucky will inbound.
You see right away, Troy's going to get up and pick up full court. They're trying to deny Butler the ball. This is a team that is going to be very aggressive on the defensive end of the floor.
And they're very aggressive on the offensive end of the floor. They shoot a lot of threes, don't make a high percentage, but they drive the ball to the basket. They get to the free throw line.
Williams got it inside, but was off balance and kicks it back out. Brea, 3. Rebound is fought for and saved by Troy and picked up by Conaway. And on the wing, there are 2 Rigsbys who play a lot. Miles and Marcus. And out there right now is Miles. He's got it. And the defense of Owe. It's picked up by the other Rigby, and that is Marcus, who puts it in.
He's a 29% three-point shooter. They have 3 starters that shoot under 30% from 3.
Nice play by Andrew Carr inside, gets the 2 and fouled on the shot.
And Carr is 6'11", 235 pounds. The tallest person out there for Troy is 6'8". And Carr, I mean, he's a really good passer, so you have to respect that. And he faked the pass and went right to the baseline.
Andrew Carr from Westchester, Pennsylvania. He's played at Delaware. He's played at Wake Forest. Now he's a Wildcat. And he completes the 3-point play.
Kentucky playing in the man-to-man.
Well, with Butler on Conaway, which we expected. Butler, an excellent defender, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year while he was at San Diego State.
Conaway got it and goes slicing down the lane. Ran into the defense that time of Carr. Butler the other way, puts on the brakes, and they'll swing it around. Kobe Brea had it and gets it inside with a great cut and a terrific feed on top from Amari Williams.
Amari Williams can really pass, and they play through him a lot, averaging over 3 assists a game. Great in that high post area.
We almost had that one.
Yep. Picked up by Rigsby. Miles Rigsby will shoot. Brea's got the rebound. Wildcats, who have won 3 of 4, will take it with Williams finding in the corner an open 3-point shot, which is missed that time by Butler.
This Kentucky team has set a record for the most times they've made 10 threes in a game.
Conaway weaving, digging, pivoting. Dowd 3. Williams has got the rebound. He'll race the other way. Butler on the fly. Nice defense by Troy coming from behind. Getting a hand on it was Marcus Rigsby. In the corner, here is Miles Rigsby with a 3. Rebound Williams.
Well, they're an interesting team, Troy, because they're going to push like that on every missed shot. But on made shots, they're going to walk it up the floor.
Another turnover. Here comes Marcus Rigsby through traffic to the rack. Knocked away inside by Carr.
Well, Kentucky is a team that's noted for their offense, but their defense pretty tough to penetrate when you're trying to drive the ball to the basket every time.
Brea inside. That was swiped at and knocked away by Conaway. Picked up by Rigsby. Another rejection inside by Andrew Carr.
Well, that's Troy basketball right there, though. They're going to attack, attack, attack. Hope to get to the free throw line.
And what a nice job by Carr. He's backpedaling, and lots of times the big guy's backpedaling against a really quick guard and can't recover. Now here he comes from behind and blocks the shot. And keep in mind that Carr is a guy who started the season very, very well, and then he's been bothered by back spasms off and on that has really limited his effectiveness at times, but obviously he's feeling okay early tonight.
Butler and Williams will check out. Garrison and Perry will check in for the Cats. And chased down here by Miles Rigsby. And the new player, Dowd looks inside and finds the cutting Conaway.
Well, Conaway is very aggressive with the ball, but he also moves pretty well without the ball.
Randarius Jones has come in for Troy. Perry with it. And Garrison. Away. He'll chisel and get two.
Not a lot of size or shot blocking with this Troy team.
And Otega Owe, I mean, he can shoot the three, but that's his game right there. He's taking the ball and attacking. Very athletic kid.
Marcus Rigsby will put it up on the fly and hit the shot from 14. And he's got a quick 5. Travis Perry takes it. Two-time Kentucky High School Player of the Year. Garrison. Perry was cutting. Carr has got it. Miles Rigsby on him. Garrison with a 3. Missed it all. Picked up by Conaway. Conaway right through traffic. And the reverse is up and in. Oh, my. What a shot.
Well, this is how they want to play. They really want to push off of their defense.
Owe will take it in. And then fade away with the beautiful stroke. He's got 4 hitting his first 2 shots.
Boy, he's really talented.
Second team All-SEC. Otega Owe averaging 16 a game.
They like to do this a lot. Quick pick and pop and get right to a second pick and roll and then run action off of this.
Marcus Rigsby 3. And they'll fight and dig it out, and Brea saved it. Carr, cross court. Owe flies inside. Nice transition by Kentucky.
Yeah, Troy cannot afford to give those up.
Well, it's awfully hard not to when your 6'11" guy is making a pass like that. Good heavens.
Yeah, Amari Williams, we already talked about a great passer, but Brandon Garrison is not far behind.
One brother throwing to the other. Marcus to Miles Rigsby. Conaway shedding defenders, taking it in. The backpedaling play, the lost ball, and out of bounds it goes. 6 minutes gone, first half, and back and forth we've gone. Conaway with a crossover and a beautiful shot inside. And then it is Owe at the other end for the Cats, who lead by 2. Back in Milwaukee, Cats by 2. Let's welcome in the 4th member of our team and say good evening to Lauren Shahadi.
Good evening, Kevin. I was watching Troy's practice yesterday and coach preaching no guarantees, no shortcuts. We can do hard things. He calls it taking the stairs. That's his mantra. There's a sign that hangs in the player lounge with that saying. So while Cross is telling us this, we're nodding in agreement. Dan and I are loving the message. And then, Coach Van Gundy, tell America what you said to Coach Cross. You said, I quote, I'm not taking the stairs, it's the elevator for me, I'm too old.
I'm 65, Lauren. I'm taking the elevator or the escalator.
We can't take you anywhere.
Here comes Butler back in. Outside, long goal, he got it to fall. Beautiful shot, Andrew Carr. And give him 6 quick ones for Kentucky.
Well, he needs time to get it off, but he's a pretty good shooter if you're going to give him that kind of time.
Here comes Conaway, trying to battle his way in there against Colin Chandler.
And there's another 3, and if just because they miss them, they're not going to get dissuaded from shooting them again.
Not at all. They shoot a lot of them.
Garrison 3. With a rebound lassoed by Randarius Jones.
And Kentucky shoots a lot of them as well. They've made 317 threes coming into this game. That's the 3rd most in program history, and they already have set the record for the most times they've made double-digit threes in a game.
Little stop and start, jab step there by Tatum Conaway. And as he took it inside, hits the deck, foul called, 12:56 to go here in the first half. Watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download now. Carr moments ago with a nice stroke.
And again, it's 6'11", 235, and again, Stan, you said it, if you give him that much time, he's a really good three-point shooter.
Yeah, that's just a warm-up shot.
Valdez is in. He has it right now. Conaway, Campbell on that baseline. A lot of congestion. Valdez free to fire the three. And a rebound back in the game. Amari Williams has quickly grabbed 4 boards for the Wildcats. It's Butler. Campbell's on him. Williams inside. Nice spinner, but it will not drop.
Well, one of the problems, minor problem, I guess, but that he has offensively is he's always looking to pass first. He should have shot that in rhythm.
Conaway. Valdez in that corner. Chandler trying to defend. Plenty of time. Jackson Fields, and outside. That will go down. It's a 3 by Fields.
Jackson Fields has really come on. This is a guy that's only averaging 8 points a game and shooting 33% from 3, but he was off to a terrible start this year and has shot over 40% over the recent weeks.
He does anchor their defense.
Well, he does, and he can really move his feet.
And they're not going right. Fields on cue. Valdez the other way. He'll take it himself underneath. Williams grabs the ball, digs it out. Whistle blown. Foul Troy.
Well, Valdez saw Amari Williams right there, and that dissuaded him.
It's Jackson Fields outside, putting it in, and Troy to within 2 of Kentucky. With Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Kentucky by 2, coached by Mark Pope, who met moments ago with our Lauren Shahadi.
Coach, great passing from your bigs. What do you like most about Carr's start?
He just has been really aggressive. He came up with a big-time catch and a big-time physical play against their baseline monster, and so he's in a good space right now, just being physical with the game.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Mark used to play for the Wildcats, of course, part of that national championship team back in the mid-90s. All 4 of Kentucky's assists have come from their 3 biggest players in terms of size, and that's always a good sign to get them going early. Oway on top. Conaway in the way. Oh, knocked away with a foul call. It was Conaway who picks it up, the Sun Belt Player of the Year, and the first on him for Troy.
Really difficult to stay in front of Oway.
It is.
It is, and they're in that zone defense, sort of a combination look.
But that's Justin Fields you were talking about, the anchor in their defense. He sure does. He had 1 steal, and now he blocks a shot.
Absolutely, and they're going to try to keep him in front of that rim as much as they possibly can.
Oway has got a brother who plays in the NFL for the Baltimore Ravens. CBS Sunday is the home of TV's new must-watch mystery, Morris Chestnut, Stars and Watson. New CBS Sunday after Tracker. Also streaming on Paramount+. Oway 78% from the line. He is their leading scorer. And now he's got 8, and he has not missed a shot tonight. 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. Sang, Conaway, screen, trying to open up the door. Williams comes pouncing out there on him.
Well, and Williams can move his feet, and he's got such great length, he can cushion guys and still contest shots.
Oway deflected the ball, and it's picked up by Amari Williams. Brea on the other side, in stride Oway. What transition by the Cats.
And all started by the big guy, Williams. He gets the ball out quickly, and they go.
Williams is really good handling and passing and getting their break started.
Conaway outside, Campbell, long 3, and it's off the iron and retrieved in the corner and picked up by Fields. Conaway on top, launching a tray and picked up by Williams again. He's got 6 boards already for Kentucky.
Oh, what a pass.
On the side, Almanor with a shot just off the bench. And Cooper Campbell got the ball and has it right now.
It appears to me that we're not going to have to worry about the shot clock in this game.
There's a long shot and Fields can't knock it in. 7th rebound by Williams, down court quickly, and Oway a 3. Rebound Valdez.
Just another really good, simple, quick outlet pass by Amari Williams gets him started.
Well, you throw the outlet pass from under the basket to beyond half court.
Conaway will take it in. Sang will try to penetrate, and Valdez will put up a 3. Nice shot, Victor Valdez from Monterrey, Mexico.
Well, you said it, Dan. They're not going to stop shooting them. They've already got 11 threes up. They're 3 for 11, but they are going to keep shooting them.
Williams up top. Brea triple. If the rebound snared by Fields.
Valdez did a really nice job contesting that three by Brea. And Brea is a catch and shoot kind of guy. He's not going to put it down and drive it. So nice job by Valdez to stay in front.
Sun Belt champion. Good pass inside the cutting Connerway. And the feed from Fields on top.
Yeah, Fields, I really like him. He can pass. He can move his feet defensively. He's become a better shooter.
Williams held there by Sang up high as he was trying to snuff that ball and apply the D. There's now, let's get this look from our AT&T Connected Cam.
Well, there's just the two players come together. There's not really a screen or anything, and Connerway just goes right to the basket. He fell right on his hip.
He did.
That's the second time in this game we've seen him turn his back and flip that ball up in a backhanded style.
So here is Amari Williams, 64% from the line. He's one of those rare players in college basketball. 1,000 plus points, 1,000 plus rebounds in his career.
Yeah, look, and I just think this guy's got a chance at the next level, Kevin.
You like him, don't you?
He's long, he can handle and pass. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Colonial.
See, that's the other thing. He is a gifted defender. He does all these other things, but he can really defend. And when he's down on the inside, it's hard to drive the ball all the way to the basket.
The former Colonial Athletic Conference, now called the Coastal.
I'm very sorry. I can't keep up.
Well, you know what, Stan? That's why we're a team. We're all together, right? We're linked. New in the game is Gerald Bellamy. He's out there with Marcus and Miles Rigsby. This is Valdez, who just knocked in that triple. Rigsby on top. Making a move here. Miles Rigsby on the doorstep. Short on the shot. Defended well. Kentucky the other way. Ortega Owe will have it.
See how Williams playing. Yeah, they just play in front of the rim. They're not going to get out and play Williams on the perimeter. They're going to try to lay back and take away Kentucky's cuts.
It's Marcus Rigsby with a three. Owe with the rebound. The backpedaling Williams could not snare the pass. Out of bounds. It is off of Kentucky. And Amari Williams is down.
Well, Amari Williams, he's trying to catch the ball, and it's a little over his head, and Dowd hits it, but it goes off Williams. That's actually a good call. We've got a pretty good game.
Kentucky by 2 over 14th seed Troy, coached by Scott Cross, who moments ago visited with our Lauren Shahadi.
Coach, you stress defense. How do you keep them out of transition?
We had to do a better job with our tags. When they block us out, that's the guy we're guarding. We're letting them pitch the ball up the floor. We're letting them get out. That's what they do best. If we did a little bit better job in transition, we'd be right where we need to be right now.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
They're the Sun Belt champions. It's close to Montgomery, about a 53-mile drive from Troy to Montgomery. Troy has an enrollment of 20,000. And they are in the tournament for the first time in 8 years. Last time was 2017. It's Valdez. Garrison down there defending. They're looking inside for Miles Rigsby. They're trying to find two, and they get it right there. And it was Bellamy who got it to go for the Trojans.
You could see Miles Rigsby. They love to put him on the point guard, and he's pressuring the heck out of Perry.
Carr back in. Boy, he's hitting outside and inside.
Well, and that's what Andrew Carr does. When he starts driving that ball, he's not going to take it all the way to the basket. At some point, he's going to stop with that turnaround jump shot, and he really executes that well.
Marcus Rigsby's got the ball. Valdez is on top, and defending him is Brea. Valdez is a big guy, And he leans in. And it's out of bounds. And it's off the Trojans of Troy and goes back to Kentucky. As you take a look at some of the notes, one ACC team advancing to the second round. That's top seed Duke. SEC, and they got 14 teams in. 6 have advanced already to the second round.
But they've still got a few to play here, including the
today.
game we're watching. So
here's Lamont Butler. Brandon Garrison.
See, they're not going to guard him up there. They're going to keep their center, Bellamy, back around the basket to help take away the cuts.
Oweh sets up and finds Garrison, the Oklahoma State transfer, who puts it up and in with ease.
Well, that's what they want Bellamy to do, is stay in front of the basket, but that time he committed out too far to help on defense, and that left Garrison wide open.
Exactly. They'd much rather just live with Oweh shooting the pull-up jumper.
Thomas Dowd. Tatum Conaway got the screen with a foul call. Was Butler? It was on Butler at Kentucky. He picks up number 1.
Well, you're going to have a screen and roll coming up here, and what they're trying to do is keep Bellamy underneath the basket, but he's going to come over, and all of a sudden now there's a wide open space in there. Now, I'll tell you, Stan, Kentucky is going to score. They average 85 points a game, and so if you're Troy, you have to put points on the board. You're not going to stop Kentucky every time, but you got to make sure that you're scoring frequently on the offensive end.
Well, and that's going to be hard for Troy. That's not how they've won games all year.
Fields with 3. Rebound by Garrison. Kentucky scores the 4th most points in the country, picked up here by Dowd on the loose ball. And they get it off to Marcus Rigsby. Now Conaway, he's going to go right at Carr. And a whistle. Offensive foul. Charge and a nice play by Butler.
And now Butler's had some injury problems, and so, but again, Butler is an elite defender, and he simply stands there and waits. Now, if he shoots that ball, then that's a blocking foul. But he passes the ball, and he's just standing there waiting for it. So Conaway, he likes to get in there.
Oweh will take it across. He's a junior from Newark, New Jersey. And he played at Oklahoma before he went to Kentucky. Makes a move right down the lane. And the rebound is picked up by Dowd.
It was a great effort on the glass by Dowd, getting inside, going up and getting that with 2 hands.
Part of the All Sun Belt tournament team. Valdez thought about 3. Miles Rigsby, out of Fort Worth, Texas, sets up on a 16-footer.
Well, that's his first bucket of the day. He had 20 in their championship game of the Sun Belt tournament, but his first bucket today, 1 for 5.
Well, he's another guy who likes to really get in the lane and get to the line.
It's Garrison looking around. He was by himself, and he makes a go with a nice little spinning move. He's at 2 in a row, and give him 4.
Well, he's got such a size advantage inside. All he's got to do is concentrate on making the shot.
Valdez, screen, poked away, shot clock at 16. Watch whip around coverage of all men's games with Fast Break presented by Nissan in the March Madness live app. Campbell's going to check back in. They take out Marcus Rigsby. 4.5 to go in the half. Sun Belt champion Troy. They've had 5 different champions over the last 5 years in that Sun Belt. Driving here is Miles Rigsby. And then back on top to Campbell. He'll find a gap and drive. Got it. And a little full court.
Yeah, they love the pressure.
They love to pressure. They really force turnovers.
Williams to Butler, and Butler on the doorstep. Another rebound by Thomas Dowd. Campbell on the move, racing the other way.
Just wide open in the lane area. They're looking to drive the ball.
Miles Rigsby finds an escape hatch and tried to crawl through and fouled as he drove in a 2-point game. here in Milwaukee. With a nice move right there by Cooper Campbell. Foul on Noah. We step aside on CBS. Both teams struggling from the floor, but really from three. A combined 4 of 21 from distance. And we got our two top scorers right there. Owe for the Cats, Connor Way for Troy.
Now, Troy is number 10 in the country in steals, so those 4 steals aren't a surprise.
Right.
But the shooting really is. Kentucky shoots almost 38% from 3, and they're 1 for 8. Troy shoots 29%, so they're about on target.
Down to Campbell. Fields to Campbell, and Fields can't find the handle. And Owe's got it. That was deflected, and I think deflected by Miles Rigsby, and here he comes the other way.
It's their 5th steal.
Trying to ramrod his way inside, but the door was closed. Underneath, they got space. Carr is there, meeting Fields around the rim. With a foul called, CBS, April 4th. See why critics call Fire Country too hot to miss. And TV's best redemption story. Fire Country, new CBS Friday, April 4th at 9, 8 Central. And streaming on Paramount Plus. So at the line, Jackson Fields, first free throw for Troy. Owe picked up his first foul for Kentucky. Troy with 4 consecutive 20-win seasons or more, all coached by their current head man, Scott Cross. Like we said, this is the 3rd tournament appearance, but the first in 8 years for this Troy Trojans program. Owe the rebound. Kentucky lost in the SEC tournament quarterfinals to Alabama by 29. Amari Williams, cross court. It's a 3. Count it. Trent Noah puts it in, the freshman from Harlan, Kentucky.
Well, the one thing, if you're not going to guard Amari Williams, you're back in the paint. He can just stand there and look at the floor. There's no pressure on him whatsoever. It's easy to find the pass.
Oh, Williams swats it away. Owe with a corkscrew move to get free. The hesitation, the feed. Carr, corner 3. Got it!
Back-to-back threes, and we know Kentucky has the ability to get it going and go on a run.
Marcus Rigsby. Carr is on him. Valdez on top. Miles Rigsby sets up. Down low. Jackson Fields puts it up and off. Another rebound by Williams. He now has 8.
Here it comes.
Look at him gallop. No getting in his way. Oh! He jackhammered it in on the fly. Whoa, wow!
This guy's ability to rebound the ball and take it coast to coast and make plays is incredible, Dan.
Well, he fakes the outlet pass, and then he's dribbling, and Thomas Dowd can't catch up with him. And Dowd is telling him, help me. And then on the previous play, I mean, they're out in transition, and Andrew Carr, again, you give him that much time, he doesn't need any time for that. Wow. Well, and Kentucky's protection, they've already got 3 blocked shots in the game. Andrew Carr has 2 of them, and Amari Williams has 1. When you get down in the lane, Williams at 7 feet tall, Andrew Carr at 6 feet 11. It's hard to get all the way to the goal.
It is, and again, when you're a team trying to play up a level, you come from the Sun Belt Conference, you're not running into guys like Carr and Amari Williams.
The foul was on Dowd. Williams at the line, and then Kentucky is on an 8-0 run over Troy. Troy coming in, they've won 6 in a row and 8 of 9.
Well, they dominated the Sun Belt tournament. That was a very competitive conference, 4 teams at 13-5, but in the tournament, Kevin, they won 3 games by 13 or more.
Yeah, actually an average of 16 points. A game coming up, AT&T at the half. Get all the scores and highlights, plus the latest NCAA tournament news. All coming up on AT&T at the half, with Butler checking back in. And Stan told you before, with his terrific play with San Diego State, part of that Final Four team a couple years ago. Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Dowd 3. And there again is Oway. There's a minute and a half to play in the half. Williams, what a pass! Cutting was Preya, the big man with a laser thread-like throw.
That's exactly what you're talking about, Stan. If you're going to elect to play that far off of him, he can just stand there and pick you apart.
Yeah, and he's an excellent passer anyway, but there's no pressure on him whatsoever.
Conaway triple. They'll chase it inside. Whistle blown. Dowd was digging it out. Boy, the passing on this one, perfect. Pinpoint.
So, right here, there's two guys who are ready to go, and these guys are looking at the ball. And because they're looking at the ball, there's absolutely no pressure here. Oh, boy.
Well, if you're not going to pressure him, to me, don't get caught in between. You got to get all the way back at the restricted area there and being able to take away the cuts.
Carr picked up the foul. That is number 1 on him for Kentucky, and with it now, Tatum Conaway. From Burleson, Texas. Played at Grand Canyon College. Then Ranger College. Second year at Troy, out of bounds. 5 seconds on the shot clock with under a minute to go in the half.
Well, that's the second time the shot clock has been under 5 seconds, and that's 2 more times than I expected.
Cooper Campbell will inbound. It's outside. Fields a 3. Puts it down. He has started every game but one this season.
And we've seen the potential of Fields. We've seen his passing. We've seen some defensive ability. We've seen him knock down threes.
Williams, open lane. Triple teamed, up and off. Dowd corrals the ball. Campbell the other way. Difference of 2 seconds, game clock and shot clock.
When Dowd had Williams back in the lane and he wanted the ball, he was going to shoot a 3 until Scott Cross slowed him down.
Conaway on top, shot clock down to 7, begins the move, works on Butler. Look at their playing Twister on the floor. On the floor, Williams. Oh, it can get very gnarly in there, and you can see right there what we're talking about on the tie-up. It'll be Troy's ball.
With 1.8 seconds left on the shot clock, and they were trying to run it down. They were trying to take it down as far as they could before they shot.
It's just great defense by Butler getting over the screen, back in front, and then take the ball down. I was talking to Butler yesterday. Went to the same high school as Reggie Miller.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, you know, our Reggie Miller. And he freely admits that that Lamont is the second best player ever at Riverside Poly. He said Cheryl Miller was number 1, Lamont Butler was number 2, and Reggie was number 3.
How about that? Quick shot, Dowd. Can't get it. Rebound chased. There's your buzzer, and there's the half. With Kentucky on top by 8. They led by 11. Troy had an early lead of 3. In a first half that contained 5 ties and 3 lead changes, Troy finishes the half with only 1 field goal the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, you know Coach Cross, Kevin, he's always so insightful. He said there comes a time in every young man's life where you have to play the best 20 minutes of basketball or you just go home and watch for eternity. That time is now. He said stay connected or we fall apart. Loves the way they're guarding. I spoke with Tatum Conaway. I said the looks are there. He said, yeah, but looks don't win basketball games.
Eternity is a long time.
That is a while. Here we go. Kentucky and Butler will weave. And our second half is underway. Good feed on the move. Oway, Butler on top. Carr. The ball rotation there. You see Preya. Oway. Good way for Kentucky to start the second half.
Oh, it sure was. I mean, Preya is one of the best shooters in the country.
He
9th
is.
this year in three-point percentage. Led the nation a year ago. Got a great quick release.
Winner here will play the winner of Xavier in Illinois. Sneaking inside Conaway and couldn't get it. Pulling the trigger. Foul Kentucky.
Well, now look, because of Preya's shooting, they are in box and 1 on him. And so now they didn't get out to cover Oway. It's tough, but they're trying to take Brea out.
And Brea did a really nice job. I think he might have shot that ball had it been a good pass, but it was a pass down around his ankles, and he just did a great job getting it to Owe, and nobody was anywhere close to him.
Butler picked up his second foul for the Wildcats. Connerway is at the line. Last couple seasons, 5th most steals in all of Division I college basketball, and last year he was the 6th man of the year in the Sun Belt Conference. This year, he's the player of the year in the conference.
Player of the year in the conference, player of the MVP of the conference tournament, 3rd in the nation in steals, scored 16 points in the last 10 minutes of their conference championship game.
Brea will set up. He'll launch a 3. There he is, the accuracy of Brea.
Well, and that's why they were boxing one on him coming out. I mean, this guy can really get it going.
16-4 run, Dan, for the Wildcats.
The ball started to go in the basket.
Yep.
I mean, they were missing early.
Connerway, screen Fields, long shot will go.
He told Lauren, good looks won't help, but baskets will.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Williams. Carr will try to burrow his way in. Brea. Williams. In and out, and picked up by Fields, and here come the Trojans.
That's good offense. You wonder why Williams didn't try to dunk it.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking, Stan. He's close enough to just dunk the thing.
Miles Rigsby down low. Williams awaiting with all that length. There's his brother Marcus Rigsby. And they got Connerway. Takes it in. On the wing. Fields 3, no. Carr's got it. Kentucky the other way. At the other end, Williams the release. And again on the doorstep, another miss.
Williams has done some good things tonight, but wow, is he struggling to get the ball in the basket. 1 for 6, and they're all point blank.
Jackson Fields down low. Long shot here. No good by Marcus Rigsby. But picked up by Dowd. He'll launch a 3. Yep, he sure did. So there is a pretty significant difference here between these programs.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Kentucky, one of the real blue bloods, no question. Great basketball tradition. But Scott Cross trying to build a smaller tradition of their own at Troy. 4 straight 20-win seasons.
Away the fake. He'll try to ply, kicks it out to Butler. And out of bounds it goes. LG OLED EVOAI, the best TV in the game. And a lot of fouls. Oh, I gotta look at that again, make sure I read it the right way. 17:21 to go here in the half. Couple substitutions. Campbell's going to check in. Cooper Campbell's going to check in for Troy. Brea's got it. Campbell's on him. Look at Butler out of the block and off to the side and away. Stutter stepped in inside. Reeled in by Williams and put in the hands of Owe for 2, and he's got 15 for the Cats.
And that was Kentucky's first offensive rebound of the game. Normally, you get an SEC team against a Sun Belt team, rebounding is going to be a major issue, but not tonight.
Connerway and Butler nudging, moving, out of bounds. Shot clock at 13.
Stan, you're right about the offensive rebound. Owe draws 3 guys, and Dowd isn't able to get down quickly enough for Williams, who somehow keeps his balance. But that's one of the reasons they've stayed in the game. They have stolen the ball, and they have not allowed extra possessions for Kentucky on offensive rebounds. They just have to make some shots.
No, that's exactly right. They've actually gotten up 1 more shot than Kentucky has.
Trent Noah is in. He's on the perimeter covering. Here's a long shot by Sang. Theo Sang, who played at Sacramento State, Eastern Arizona Junior College, 2nd year at Troy. He's from Davis, California. He's a senior. Owe. Carr will lead, and Williams will fake and drive and kick. Corner. This is the freshman. Short. Trent Noah can't hit. And the other way they come with Miles Rigsby.
Where they can really move the ball.
Scott Cross really imploring his team to run. He wasn't happy with their pace there. He wanted to go even
Williams
faster.
swatting it away. Conaway has it. 2 blocks for Williams. Shot clock at 10. Conaway, 3. No. Williams, rebound. Kentucky with the ball.
You think Miles Rigsby's ever heard the phrase, discretion is the better part of valor?
Look at Williams swashbuckling down the lane again. He loves to run the floor and block shots. A one-man wrecking crew inside for the Cats. Belief is a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, his team has played with great belief, resilience, and toughness tonight, Dan. They just have struggled to get the ball in the basket.
Miles Rigsby picked up his first. Amari Williams is at the free throw line.
And Stan, as Nolan Richardson once explained to me, there's only one stat in basketball that means anything, and that's the score. So you can do a lot of things really well, but unless you can put the ball in the basket, you're in trouble.
Well, and Amari Williams, a good testament to that. He's done a lot of great things tonight, but he's 1 for 6 from the floor and 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Now, he does have 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block, but you're right. Eventually, you got to put the ball in the basket.
Valdez is in. The freshman Noah is on him. It goes to Fields, and now to Rigsby. Miles Rigsby. Shot clock at 4. Sang goes into a nest of defenders. Knocked away by Noah. Ripped away by Carr. Shot clock violation.
Well, they tried, but they just can't get the ball past these big guys.
Well, and having to play in the half court is really, really difficult. They really need to just keep getting some stops, rebounds, and try to get out in transition where at least they can get some looks.
But again, they really like to drive the ball, Stan. And it's so hard to drive the ball with Carr and Garrison and Williams inside.
Garrison is in. Driving is Noah. Outside, Brea launches a 3. Rebound. It is pulled away by Miles Rigsby, and down court it goes for Dowd. Spinning into Carr, trickling into the defense. Up and off. Rebound taken by Garrison.
To your point.
Yeah, it's just, he gets the ball down the court and he spins into Garrison and Carr. Good luck with that.
There goes Oweh trying to wedge his way for a shot, and from 18 it's off. Dowd with the rebound. Troy the other way.
Their defense and rebounding, though, you got to give them a lot of credit tonight.
It's a rebound by Oweh. Kentucky in their 4th consecutive NCAA tournament. They've lost 2 times in the first round, including last season. Oweh the drive. Carr is free. Into Dowd. To the hole!
And now he'll do that every once in a while. Usually he likes to go in there and then get that little turnaround jump shot, but he had the lane open up.
Carr is still perfect tonight. 5 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 2 from 3, and made his only free throw.
Valdez diving inside, hits the deck. Fields collects it. And back on top. It's Cooper Campbell. To the rack he goes. Outside, Miles Rigsby 3.
Really good offensive possession there for Troy. Campbell getting way down deep and able to throw that out.
Troy returning 66% of their players from last year, but not one Division I transfer. Oweh inside in a straitjacket, lost the ball the other way. They go. Oh, what a collision. Miles Rigsby took off and led with an E in ramming speed as he took it in. Went right into Carr.
Well, look, this is how they've done it. Defense, rebounding, and they stay on the attack.
And I'll tell you what, Andrew Carr is in perfect position until he lowers those arms. He just keeps those arms straight up in the air. That's either a no call or it's an offensive foul.
I totally agree.
Carr picks up his second. Miles Rigsby is at the free throw line. He was the Sun Belt Freshman of the Year last season. Very tough character. They love his grit. And he stands up there right now. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com.
Well, if you're an underdog, Dan, and you come into this tournament, and I say to you, you're going to shoot 33% from the floor, 30% from three, and 60% at the free throw line playing a 3 seed, you think you're going to be down about 25 or 30 right now, and they're down 6.
And that's amazing how well they've played in all other areas, except they haven't been able to shoot the ball. And if they can just get a couple to go in, then suddenly, this becomes very different. The pressure would all be on Kentucky.
There's Colin Chandler in the game, the #1 high school player out of Utah, sets up with a quick 3. #1 player out of the state of Utah, the basketball player of the year from Farmington, Utah, and hits a big 3 for the Cats.
Boy, trying to get by Lamont Butler, not an easy thing. One of the best on-ball defenders in the country.
Oh, Valdez had it knocked away by Garrison. Swats the ball, ricochets to the side and out of bounds. It's Kentucky's ball. Wildcats have lost in early rounds 2 of the last 3 years in the first round defeats.
But Dan mentioned it earlier. It's really meaningless to all of these people. It's a whole new coaching staff
team, exactly.
And all new players. So what's happened before, it's not like it's in their head, oh my gosh, we might lose again in the first round. They were never part of this.
Well, no, but it is in their head because it's in the Kentucky head. And that's, Kentucky in general, their fans are great fans. But they had 0% of their production returning from last year. All 12 of their scholarship players are new.
Good spin by Garrison. Looked one way, Rod Maroon went the other and got the 2.
He's a better offensive player than Williams.
No question. Williams probably still a little bit better passer right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And handler, but as far as a scorer, and Mark Pope very high on Garrison.
Conaway has it, got the screen. Tries to wedge inside, but meets a couple of Cats, and it's deflected right there by Garrison. He'll gallop. Players on both sides. Brea, outside. Chandler, 3, no foul. It's an 11-point lead for Kentucky.
And Garrison, we're talking about his ability. Nice left-handed shot on the inside. Troy continues to hang around, though.
Kentucky hitting almost half their shots. They lead by 11. Swinging it over now to Lauren Shahadi.
Kevin, Coach Cross brags that he thinks Troy has the most Waffle Houses per capita. How many times did we say Waffle House at the shoot-around yesterday? Than any other part in the country. He says it just works out that every recruit who comes to campus who isn't a fan of Waffle House, they don't sign. And every guy who tells Coach, take me to Waffle House, they sign. Coincidence? I don't think so. Did a little research. The closest Waffle House to where we sit right now, you ready? 235 miles away in Sylvania, Ohio. And our producer, Craig Silver, agreed to drive there tomorrow on our off day and get us anything we want. So check out the menu.
Wouldn't that be terrific?
Peanut butter pancakes, please.
Yeah.
Side of cheesy grits.
How about that? Yes.
There you go.
That'd be fun. Well, his son has the T-shirt on. Colin Chandler at the line. He's getting married in early May. He was going to go to BYU, and then when Pope took the job at Kentucky, Chandler says, can you let me out of my deal? BYU did. Now he's playing for the Wildcats.
But he hadn't played basketball for 2 years prior to this season because he was on a Mormon mission. So, I mean, he's getting better as the season goes on and the rust falls away.
Yeah, Mark Pope talked about that yesterday. He's getting a lot more comfortable back playing basketball.
Miles Rigsby on the side. Conaway with a long shot. Will not go. Actually putting that up was Marcus Rigsby, who could not get the shot in the other way. They got Lamont Butler. And Brea on top. He'll accelerate and feed. Chandler in the corner. It's another 3 off the bench. He's hit a couple, and give him 9.
And that was not an easy shot.
No.
He had to get away from the defender who came right back at him.
And no question, that escape dribble to the 3 has been one that all the shooters work on now.
Conaway on top. Rigsby gives off to his brother Miles Rigsby, who drives and bullies his way inside, and that is a foul. It goes on Miles Rigsby.
Well, here's what we're talking about, Dan. It used to be you would shot fake and go by the guy and maybe shoot your pull-up or go to the rim. But now all the shooters shot fake, take that sidestep, escape dribble, and shoot the three.
Chandler, I mean, that was real impressive because the defender recovered. He almost blocked that shot. But Chandler, very poised. I mean, he's a big kid. He's 6'5", weighs more than 200 pounds.
Here comes Butler. Got the screen, will try to snake his way inside. And on top, it's a three. Down the hatch, Brandon Garrison.
That's his 12th made three of the year.
Former Oklahoma High School Player of the Year for Kentucky.
Well, the ball's starting to go in the basket for the Wildcats now.
Yeah, it's starting to get away from Troy. I mean, they're playing hard, doing a lot of good things, but eventually you got to put the ball in the basket.
Missed shot by Dowd, not even close, sails out. It will be off the Wildcats.
Well, you mentioned Garrison. He is right here. He's going to go and he's going to set the screen and then just step right back in. And he's only a 31% or so three-point shooter, but Mark Pope encourages guys to shoot the ball. We said coming into this game, they made 317 threes, which is third most all time in the history of Kentucky, and a Kentucky program that over the years has really shot a lot of threes and shot it well.
Almanor will check in, and the three-point shooting you can see during this 14-0 run.
Well, it's the turnovers with Troy.
But yeah, it's only one shot.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to score if you're not getting shots, and I think the one shot they had was an air ball.
And I think they're going to check and see who it was last touched by, right? Is that perhaps what they're looking?
No, they don't check that until the last 2 minutes of the game.
10 minutes remaining in this one.
They are checking something.
They are. See if it's a flagrant one.
There was some dust up underneath the basket.
We really didn't see it. We were kind of camouflaged.
We were blocked.
Yes.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
That's Fields pushing Garrison. I thought Garrison was upset because the ball hit him, but the ball doesn't hit him. Fields just pushes him out of the way, and then the ball bounced off Fields. You know, that looks like a flagrant one to me. Contact that is excessive and or unnecessary, and that may not have been excessive, but it was certainly unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Gene Steratore, rules analyst, joins us, and Gene, walk us through this one.
Now, I'm totally with Dan on this. That, to me, guys, this is a layup as far as an F1 is concerned. This is excessive. It doesn't feel like a basketball play whatsoever. Definitely unnecessary as well. I don't think it rises to the level of a flagrant 2. But this isn't a basketball play, in my opinion, whatsoever, and it could have led to an injury had he fallen on, in an awkward fashion. I think they definitely go flagrant 1 on it, though.
All right, Gene, we thank you for that. The discussion ensues. 9:58 to play in the second half.
He just pushed him out of the way. I mean, it was...
Yeah, and not even to get the ball. The ball's going the other way. He doesn't even push him and then try to go get the ball. He just pushes him.
Well, he's got to hope it's not a flagrant 2 because it would be embarrassing to get the ball bounced off you by your own teammate and then get thrown out of the game.
After review, there was a common foul called on the court. Immediately following that with a live ball, 15 flagrantly 1 pushed Kentucky player out of bounds. We have 2 shots, and ball will be based on the baseline. Thank you.
That may have been the politest explanation I've ever heard. I don't think I've ever heard referees say thank you when he's done.
Gene, anything you want to add on this? I know you're still with us.
I think John Gaffney did a great job with his announcement as well, guys. The fact that he mentioned that he had a live ball foul and then it was followed by a live ball flagrant foul, that confused me a little because in my thought, I would think if you had a live ball foul, what followed after that would be a dead ball, which would be a dead ball contact. Now, if they had live ball double fouls there and they went with a live ball common foul and then left it as a flagrant 1, it would be a live ball flagrant 1 there too. That would be my only question as to how they're adjudicating it. But the bottom line is they got it right because they're staying with the common foul, and then they're going to go ahead and enforce the flagrant foul.
Well, they actually came over. Gene's right. They came over, and they called the dead ball technical foul is what we're getting. It was a live ball common foul. It was miscommunicated over the...
Now, Garrison and Fields have had a little bit of a... You can watch them in the upper left-hand corner there.
Okay, that's what started it all.
Yeah, so they missed the first one, which happens a lot. They get the guy who retaliates.
Now Chandler will take it with some pressure put on him by Rigsby. Lost his footing. Almanor, away, and the big man Williams back in. Chandler, 3. Rebound taken by Down. Oh, what a pass. Conaway was looking for the cutting Rigsby, and Conaway gets it back and takes a 3. And picked up inside by Down.
They have not quit playing.
No.
They're running the court. They're going to the glass.
And that was a great fast break and a great pass. The only problem was Williams was standing back there waiting for him.
Miles Rigsby will now have the matchup with Williams. Dowd corner triple, missed it all, and caught right there by Almanor. Very cold now, Troy. Wildcats on a 15-0 run currently.
Yeah, that was a 6-point game, Kevin.
Yes.
Now they can't even get shots up on the rim.
Long shot here. 3 will not drop on the Butler try, but picked up by Owe, and a new shot clock with which to work.
It gets discouraging eventually if you can't make a shot and the other guys are making them.
Driving hard inside with a series of moves. It's Butler. Shot clock at 2, Owe across the lane. And grabbed right there by Miles Rigsby. Dowd. Making the move. Going into Williams. Lost the ball. Williams retrieves. Here he goes again. And the trailing Chandler. It's a long 3. Rebound Owe. Not blocked out. Held as he went up again. Fouled by Miles Rigsby of Troy. 8:04 remaining. This April, CBS Sports brings you more of the Masters than ever before. 14 hours of live coverage on Saturday and Sunday. It begins at noon Eastern, streaming on Paramount Plus, and continuing at 2 on CBS and Paramount Plus, with Owe at the line. We told you before, Gaddafi Owe, the brother of Ortega, is here watching and enjoying. He is some kind of edge rusher for John Harbaugh and that terrific Baltimore defense.
Well, Ortega was a very good high school running back from what I understand, but decided to play basketball because it's just a better sport. But, you know.
Well, that's true, Stan, but...
I mean, I might have editorialized there.
Maybe.
That might not have been what Ortega said, but I just, you know.
That's why you're here, Stan.
It's Campbell with a 3. Perry was defending. Fought for inside. Rondarius Jones has it. He'll try to spin. Williams is there. And again, blocking the view. They kick it out to Campbell, who's got a very accurate 3-point shot. The best on the team. Conaway will clean it up.
That's how you get it past Williams. You get him to smack the ball away and start down the court, and then you recover it, and he's not there to block your shot.
I've always wondered about plays like that. Does Conaway get the bucket and the assist on that?
It's Carr who lost it in there. Jones will pick it up.
I think he was trying to throw a lob.
It's a 3-point shot, which is good by Miles Rigsby.
One more stop and score, and it might start to get a little bit interesting here.
Away to Perry, and Perry free to fire. The 3 no good. Perry is the all-time leading scorer in Kentucky high school basketball history. More on him coming up. Kentucky on top, under 7 to go. The winner to the round of 32. Wouldn't that be something if both Patinos made it? We know that St. John's is moving to a game tomorrow against John Calipari in Arkansas. Calipari, of course, for all those years with the Wildcats. Brea on top. Garrison is in the circle. Noah will feed to Garrison, who's quickly clamped on. The steal there by Connerway. Oh, tried to get fancy and almost finished it off, but Sang could not find the handle. Well, Jackson Robinson is not playing for this team. They miss him. He was the Big 12 Sixth-Man Award winner last year at BYU. Now he is with Kentucky, but injured, and the second leading scorer will not suit up.
Second leading scorer, a guy who shoots 7 threes a game at 38%. Big part of their offense. That's a huge loss for the Wildcats.
Carr muscling his way inside, tried to carve for 2. Connerway has it. Miles Rigsby through traffic to the hole, got it, foul.
And just to go back to Jackson Robinson, they may not miss him tonight, but they'll miss him as the tournament goes on. And Troy keeps doing what they do. I mean, they just keep attacking the basket, and it's easier for him with Amari Williams over on the bench.
It sure is.
Carr just picked up his 3rd foul. And at the free throw line, Miles Rigsby.
The resilience of Troy really stands out to me, Dan. You mentioned the frustration when the ball's not going in. This team just keeps playing. I mean, they are shooting 32.7%, and they're shooting 28% from 3, and under 70% at the free throw line, and they just keep battling. And they're defending Kentucky as well as I've seen anyone defend Kentucky.
Well, they're not frustrated, but that kid certainly was.
Oh, no question.
It's Butler. Garrison a screen. Driving inside Butler. Met Jones. Tried to go behind the back and throws it away. Theo Sang, Connerway, and cutting inside and getting the 2. Miles Rigsby.
Well, here they come.
9-0 run by Troy.
This team competes.
Well, they never exhale, right? They don't blink. They have not blinked.
They have not, and they force Mark Pope in Kentucky to call a timeout.
It's a 9-0 run. And Miles Rigsby has scored the last 7 for the Trojans. On the move with the cut and underneath for 2.
Talking about the Trojans of Troy and how they're hanging in there. Well, they're doing it the way they usually do it, with steals. They're the number 10 team in the country. They force just a little over 9 steals a game. They have 9 steals tonight. And when they're able to get steals, particularly when Amari Williams is out of the game, they can get down and get transition layups.
Kentucky during this 9-0 Trojan run, 0 of 6 and 3 turnovers. It's Carr. Jones will bump him. Carr will feed. Williams underneath and another miss right on the doorstep. He's had a handful of those tonight. Campbell at the other end with some English off the glass. Sang is inside. Battling. Tie up. It will be Troy's ball.
I'll tell you what, Amari Williams, he's got 11 rebounds, 3 assists, got a block, and has really dominated defensively, but man, has he missed some easy shots.
I mean, right at the rim.
I mean, come on.
He's 7 feet tall. Why doesn't he dunk it?
He doesn't dunk the ball enough. We saw him go coast to coast and dunk it, but these easy ones when the ball's dished to him, he's not dunking the ball.
Jones, look at him power his way inside. And cleaning the glass. We're just talking about Amari Williams with another rebound, and he's got 12. Carr. Poked away, shot clock at 15.
Almost another steal there.
This is some kind of number. 0 of 7 in their last 10 possessions. Jones checking out. for Troy. Back in the game, Jackson Fields.
And that's a testament to Troy's defense.
Yep.
And listen, this is the 8th most efficient offense in the country, Kentucky. And this Troy team is guarding them as well as anyone in the SEC has guarded them all year.
Brea rattles in a 3. Coach mentioned this. He's the best three-point shooter on the team.
Yeah, look, I mean, top 10 in the country.
Conaway well short on that one. Williams, good throw. Ortega! Oway! Waiting at the other end.
What a great pass by Amari Williams. But no one rotates back for Troy. We were just praising their defense. That's an easy one. When that ball's shot by Conaway, the next highest guy's got to be getting back to the rim.
Sang no. Carr rebound. Kentucky with it.
Well, you don't have time to give Kentucky a run now and then make another one. You're going to have to get a bunch more stops going down the stretch here.
Butler will survey. Approaching 3.5 to go. Campbell with the defense. Shot clock at 9. He'll toggle his way through the defenders. Oh, and he finds a gap and kicks. In the corner, Carr triple. Rebound, fought for, deflected. Taken by Butler, looks one way, throws the other, and flying inside away. He took it off, he cuffed the ball, and flies, and leads a 7-0 run for the Wildcats. Kentucky looks back in gear on those 2 possessions.
Well, this is a great outlet pass. Wow.
And Kentucky's lead is back up to 20. They've led by as many as 22 tonight.
Well, and watch Oway after he makes this basket. What kind of football did you say he played?
Yeah,
he's a running back. And a good one.
That's not the kind of football a running back plays that he demonstrated right there.
But he gave a nod there to Messi. Here comes Campbell. Outside, Fields with a 3. And a rebound by Colin Chandler.
They are 8 for 32 from 3, 25%.
Well, on the season, they're 29%.
Up next, it'll be Illinois and Xavier. That should be a beauty. Brea, hounded by Rigsby. And then Williams tried to throw it inside and ricochets out of bounds. Stream CBS Sports HQ, your free 24/7 snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. Catch highlights, in-depth analysis, and breaking news anywhere you are. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Carr spins. Oway gives to Williams.
Well, thank you.
Assist to Carr.
Thank you. That's how we should have been finishing all those plays tonight. And I'm sure that's something that coaching staff is going to be on him about when they're watching film tomorrow. That's how he has to finish. Go up and dunk the ball.
It's Jackson Fields losing it inside. And picked up by Colin Chandler. On the wing, Brea 3.
Well, that's where basketball has come to. He had Williams running for a layup and instead gave the ball to Brea for the 3. It worked out great, but it used to be you ran fast breaks looking for layups and dunks.
Brea does have the 9th highest three-point shooting percentage in college basketball. It's Miles Rigsby taking inside and fouled as he was met by Oway and by Williams. Oway picks up his second.
Here it is. Now watch, Williams is behind the defense for the layup, but no, we're looking for the 3. And you know what? When it's a guy like Brea, maybe not a bad move.
Well, it does count one more point.
Except I used to always say, people say 3's more than 2, and I said, yeah, but 2's more than 0. And so if you're missing the 3s, you know, that dunk isn't going to be missed very often.
Well, maybe he was afraid Williams wouldn't dunk it.
Believe me, Williams going to hear about that tomorrow. They're going to show him that last finish and say, hey, big fella, that's the way they've all got to be done.
Both teams are now emptying their benches. They send out Miles Rigsby. Conaway is off for Troy. The Trojans, a 14 seed Sun Belt champs. They were in the ballpark most of the game. In fact, had an early lead of 3 in this contest. And they never stopped playing hard. Their effort was constant throughout the game. Carrington Keel has come in with Campbell on top, watching the dribbling Garrison.
Yeah, they just are not a good enough shooting team to play at this level.
Travis Perry with the miss.
For a 40-minute game, but they have represented themselves and their program.
Oh, Valdez puts it in. Valdez with a nice play.
They've really represented themselves well. Scott Cross has to be proud of his guys tonight. They have competed hard. They're continuing to play right now.
That's a really nice little move right there by a man who's 6'7". They listen with 258 pounds.
He played in Madrid. Last season he joined Troy, and here he is at the stripe and cannot complete the three-point play.
I mean, there's nothing else to look at if you're Troy. Why couldn't you have been closer? There's nothing else to look at other than the shooting.
Yes.
Everything else you have to be pretty happy with. They just don't shoot the ball well enough.
Here's a steal by Dowd and to Campbell. Cooper Campbell will put it in.
That's 10 steals against an SEC team.
And Otega Owe, you know, he has had a great game. He's a guy who shoots at 36% from 3, but I think he's at his best on the attack. He can really get the ball and get it to the basket. It's hard to challenge him. He's like 6'4". He's a muscular guy.
So we've got a lot of bench players in now for Troy, and a spinner inside. There's a rebound by Garrison, shoved around, fouled on the play.
Garrison's got 12 now. 12.6 rebounds. Couple of assists.
And Kentucky's going to go to their bench too.
Wow. That's pretty good company right there. To be the first Kentucky player that's done anything in that long is pretty impressive.
So for Kentucky, Zach Tao is checking in. He is a junior from Madisonville, Kentucky. And we'll get the rest of these players in there as well. The Trojans have brought in Carrington Keel. He's from Birmingham, Alabama. He's in for Troy. Braden Whitaker, he is a senior. Terrific high school player. They got Jackson Porch in the game. He's got the ball in the hands of Whitaker. Braden Whitaker down low. And underneath with a nice slam dunk by Bellamy. Gerald Bellamy. Here's Travis Perry. He's out there with Garrison.
Hey, Travis Perry scored 5,400 points in high school. Damn,
yes, he did.
If I added up all the games I've ever played, pickup games, 3-on-3, everything, I didn't get anywhere near 5,400 points.
This kid on the floor with the ball, Grant Derbyshire, a junior from Cincinnati. Just the second game he's played in all season long. Also out there, Walker Horn, who's got it. His dad is the coach at Northern Kentucky. As the bench is empty, the Kentucky Wildcats are going to the round of 32, and they'll take on the winner of Xavier and Illinois coming up next here in Milwaukee.